that in those, I don't know whether they're still in the wooden cases,
yeah.
they came from money made up here. From these whānaus, they got together and did these things. And so there was a time when there was just a bit of nothing was happening, and then people came up here and they stoked up the fire and they got the Rutaia one going. And it was COVID. When we got to COVID, we had a kōrero and said, we can't be up here just looking after ourselves. And there's whānau Tihutu over there, Kauai Tamaki and Maruhaere with no kind of haika. So we turned it into an apanui thing. Hey Jason, we turned it into apanui. That's why it's kind of heavy with Rutaia here. They're used to coming. They've been conditioned to come for 20 years. And it's lovely to have all our other hapu with you with us. E tama, I tūtaki māua kia koe, ki o tūwhare, ki te kura reo. I mai haere mai koutou me nei mahopuna, your call has come for many years. For many years your call has come. I just want to say this last thing before I'm going to give us a cup of tea break, and then we're going to start. Is that I forgot to mention to Alan that next month, and Uncle Mate spoke about those wharepaku and o tūwhare. And we can run o tūwhare down to the ground if we want to, because we are o tūwhare. And we can. And we say these things because we want better. So those wharepaku and o tūwhare, and the kōrero about fixing up the front. We went back home to o tūwhare 2 weeks ago. And at midday I said, has anyone in Omaio got Sky? Because Rutaia was playing that day. And no one had Sky. And he said to me, go down to the pub and watch your girl, Tuahine. And I said, all right. And I was tag teaming the reo karanga and o tūwhare. Anyway, I went down, me and my cousin Rutaia, and he was down there for the 3 games. Because it was Rutaia, Māori ABs, and the ABs that weekend. Anyway, so we're down there, and then when I got back to the marae, he said to me, gee, Tuahine, lucky you weren't here. I said, what? He says, e te moe kia te kai kōrero. The kai karanga was having lunch or somewhere, and the manuhiri had been waiting at the waharo for ages. My whānau, my first cousin who went to school with the tūpapaku, me tamatane, they just walked up, they got sick of waiting. And then the second manuhiri came, same thing, nobody there, so they walked up. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because this is the kaupapa. In August, I can give you the dates, I'll write them up. We've called for a wananga, and the only people that invited are young people. Really for our own hapu and o tūwhare, but I'm saying this to us here. Ki te whakapiki, probably more the confidence I roto I te reanga rangatahi, kia whakakiki e rā tūra, to hold those spaces at marae's like o tūwhare. So we've got on our list, they're just young people, we've got some from the mile, because we're all the same whānau in that little bay. Waiorore, have we got any kahawans? I don't know, but we decided not to do it an iwi thing, and we're talking with, well, Uncle Mate really is the catalyst, with Tamaki waka, koia te kaiapo, and Ms. Karawa. And he said, we'll start off at a hapu base, at a smaller base first, and then grow it, see how we go. And then māku ngā kōhine ako ki te karanga. Hei āwhina ki te karanga. Those are kind of roles at home. You know, we all live up here and we see back home through rose-tinted glasses. We think it's all like, kei te tino pakari ngā hapu o te kāinga. Let me tell you, it's whānau, they are not.
Yeah.
They are not. And one of the wāhanga that's very, very spaces that need a lot of nurturing is te taha ki ngā rinita, ki ngā hāhi. And the beautiful thing about my tuahine Nere's tangi was I ora mai te hāhi katurika. and I'm an old person in this room, auntie. Mau mahara anau te wā ngā pakekera, ehi anei ngā hā. Ka mahi tahi ngā hāhi, ne wili? Mahi tahi ngā minita. But it's kind of like a ringatu takeover down there, and a he ringatu ahau. He ringatu ahau. But it's a ringatu takeover down there, and what it's actually done, it's suppressed all the other hāhi. I never thought I'd see the day where ringatus would take over whānau tīretu. E mihi ngari ki koutou, he katorika. Wena ngā hāhi o tēnā o tātou marae, rako te hāhi ringatu. Koe anō, you know, it's only we can fill those spaces. Ora mai te hāhi katorika e o tūwhare, e ngā wiki e rua ko hipa. And I saw families from o Maio and o tūwhare thrive in that moment of their hāhi. It was a beautiful thing to see. So I'm saying that here to us because we need to be realistic. We're all up here and thinking that those positions at home are pakari. Or tūwhare is pakari only time when Rikirangi Gauge turns up. When Rikirangi Gauge isn't there, all those waiatas ka kotiti. They were kotiti 2 weeks ago when I was down there. Kei te kotiti. Ngā kup, ngā rangi. You know? So be aware of that, he te whānau, and find somewhere in all of this to fit. Find somewhere, because home needs us. You know, with humility, we will walk into the spaces. It really does. And there's not probably the hapu that's probably got the most oranga in it right now, and that's because young people are pushing, will probably be Pararaki. And if you remember that very first Apanui too, who spoke for whānau Pararaki? A little kid, about younger than Judge. There was Robert Ruha's kid, little fella. And the other hapu, kei te pakari te wā kāinga, ko whānau a kai ai o. Yeah? Now, Willie's hapu down the road, Hikarukutai, they think they're pakari. Well, you're not pakari when you're begging for money on the socials. Hei whakaora I te tuarue o tō whare. That's not pakari. When you're asking strangers to fix up your pakaru tuanui of your whare, fix that up at home. Shouldn't be asking people on the social media. Ne? Well, no, we all gave money because we're aroha to that whare. Hey, so, well, no, what we're going to do now is come back to the kaupapa. Ko te kaupapa nei, ko waiata, e tahi o ngā waiata kairunga rā, and we're just waiting for the girls to come back from the office and we'll get some printing done over here. But me kaputi tātou, and then we'll come back and we'll have our waiata breaks. He pai tērā, he te whānau, tautoko ana i a tātou, and Uncle Jason, Sacred Heart College. Sacred Heart College. And your mokana will be going there in the hands of Tango Christie next year. So, well, kuri noi tō tātou whare. It's lovely having this lady here, Jules. They found out that they were from Whānau Apanui, and we had a working bee at the marae o tūwhare. And she contacted us and said, we're doing a roadie. Do you think it would be rude if we called it Uber? You remember we were all down there, Uncle, for that Christmas. And then we welcomed Jules and her whānau. And we said, no way, haramai. Ka haramai a Jules, they didn't be and we brought them in. Gee, we did a lot of welcoming people at that Christmas thing.
Big kids too.
And the kids.
The unveilings.
And the unveilings, all of us. Hoi no e te whānau, mihi ana kia tātou. We're going to have a cup of tea. Hei whakanoi wa tātou kōrero, and then we'll come back to our kaupapa. Kia ora tātou.